Welcome to Let's Do It 5.5. In this LDI, we're going to look at attending graduate school. So when do undergraduates make the decision to continue their education and attend graduate school? An undergraduate attending a four-year college with a semester system versus a quarter system would have a total of 8 semesters of classes. That's if they got it together and did it in 4 years, excluding any summer sessions. A sample of 18 senior undergraduates who would be graduating and attending graduate school were asked the following question: in which semester, your first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, or eighth, did you decide you would continue your education and attend graduate school? The responses are given below. Okay, so this down here is the table of responses. That's our 18 data points that we got. So the 2 represents that in their second semester this person decided they were going to grad school, where this person decided in their 6th semester they were going to grad school. So the first thing they would like us to do is to construct a frequency plot of these data. So let's get a new screen set up here. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and build a frequency plot on this screen here. All right, and to do this, we're going to have to put those numbers across the x-axis here. Okay, so let me get down here a little lower. I'm going to shrink my font just a smidge, and I think that'll help out a little bit here. Okay, so let's go down to 32. That's a better size. Okay, so we've got the... Oh, what happened there? That's interesting. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, here we go. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, now obviously I'm not going to need all of the numbers that are in that list, but what the heck, we'll put them all in there because those are the possible values that we could have. All right. Okay, now I've taken the liberty of gone ahead, I should say, and entered those numbers already into the calculator. So here they are in L1. And what I'm going to do now to help facilitate making my frequency plot is I'm going to sort them. So I'm going to go into Stat, go to Edit, go to option number 2 for Sort Ascending. And I'm going to sort L1, okay? So when I go back into Stat and I go to Edit, now I see my numbers in here and I can count the frequencies easily to help me do my frequency plot, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and move the calculator off to the side and we'll generate our frequency plot here. Okay, so how many 1s do we have from our distribution? So let me go back for just a second and remind you where these numbers came from. Those are all coming out of that list right there, okay? So let's see, how many 1s do I have? Well, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what that means is I need to stack up 5 x's, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I've got 5 for my height. Oops. Let's try that again. There we go. 5 for the height of my x's above 1. Okay. And then how many 2s do I have? Well, it looks like I've got what? Let's count these here. I've got 1, 2, 3. So it looks like I have 3 x's that I've got to stack above the 2. Okay. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Stack those over here above the 2. Okay, and then among the 3s, it looks like I've got 1, 3. That's going in there. Okay, so just got a single x. And let's go put that down right there. Okay, and then how many 4s have we got? Well, it looks like I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 4s, don't I? Right? Okay. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 4s. Okay. And then under the 5s, it looks like I have, what, 3 5s, and then I have 1 6, right? Okay, so there's the frequency plot of the 5s, and then we need a single x here for the 6s. Okay. Alright, so looks like that's our frequency plot. Now it's got a rather interesting shape to it, doesn't it? It looks like a couple of triangles set up on top of each other. So you could say that this is a bimodal distribution, and this has two modes. If you want to think about 1 and 4, both show up as modes here. And we also see that it's kind of got this sort of, bizarre shape to it, okay? So one last thing before we get done here, we need to label our axes, at least our data axis, and the data axis here was year decided, let's spell correctly here, to go to grad school. Okay. All right, so that's our beautiful frequency plot. Now that we've got that, let's go back to the next question they want for us. They want us to get the sample statistics from the data. Okay, they want to know what the minimum is, the maximum is, the median, and the mean. So let me bring my calculator back in here and go ahead and blow up the big screen so you can see what's going on here. And I'm going to go into Stat. I'm going to go to Calc. I'm going to go to 1var statistics, and we'll go to second 1 to get the L1, hit an enter, and we see that the X bar is equal to 3.056 if we go out to 3 places, and we see that the minimum was 1, the median is 3.5, and the maximum is 6. Okay. Alright, so let me get this out of the way so I can go ahead and type those numbers up on the screen here. Okay. So the minimum, we see that our minimum was at 1. Okay, so get that in the right spot there. So the minimum would be 1. Looks like the maximum was at 6, up to 6 semesters. Okay. Looks like the median here was 3.5 semesters, or 3.5 semesters, so they decided to go to grad school. And the mean, which we looked at earlier, was what, 3.056. Okay, so if we've got 3 places on the mean, it would be 3.056, rounding off correctly. Okay. All right. So how do these measures of center, the median and the mean, compare? Select one. So let's see, which of these will we pick? Well, it looks like the mean is going to be smaller, right, than the median. Okay, so of the 3 choices, which one is smaller here? It looks like the median was bigger than the mean, so it looks like that one is the proper choice. All right. Now, just so you know, what we're talking about here is that some students look at this distribution and start to think that it's symmetric. Well, it does have a type of symmetry, but it's not the type of symmetry we're talking about here. The symmetry we're referring to is that if you slice it down the middle, you'd have a mirror image on either side. While if I sliced it down the middle at the median, I have 50% of the data below and 50% above. They're not mirror images of each other, okay? And as a matter of fact, what we see, based upon the calculation of the mean and the median, is that a matter of fact that the mean is going to be smaller because there's more weight to the left in this distribution, okay? Think again and remember what our physical interpretation of the mean is. It's the balance point. And notice that the 4 and the 1 are both shifted in a sense in this data set that way so that they cause most of the weight of the distribution to be between 1 and 4, right? So that's why these 5 and 6 aren't making near as much of an influence on the data set as the 1 and the 4 are, okay? All right, well, hopefully that all makes sense. Keep that LDI in mind because we're going to see it again in the next LDI.